Well, if you looked up in the sky today over downtown Cleveland or just walked down the streets, you probably witnessed day one of a pro-life group's plan to get you thinking about abortion. A lot of folks shocked at the display. But as 19 Action News reporter Jonathan Carter shows us, the group also has plenty of supporters.
It's tough to miss a prop plane circling the UF campus for days, especially with that sign trailing behind showing a 10-week-old aborted fetus.
That's too much. People don't need to see that.
Oh, it's obscene, even for people who are anti-abortion.
So just don't look up, right? Wrong. Because passing right by are two trucks with the same message.
Pro-choice activists say the tactics of the organization, called the Center for Bio-Ethical Reform, are cruel and deceiving and far too extreme.
I mean, if you're opposed to the death penalty, what do? Show a picture of somebody being electrocuted?
The banner's creators say that is exactly their point. Show reality, hoping would-be mothers will change their minds.
No matter where you looked, if you were outside in downtown Cleveland this morning and early afternoon, you probably saw it. Now, we're not going to show you a clear picture of this stuff because it's just too graphic.
The banner shows a disturbing picture of an aborted fetus. The image is too graphic to show on TV.
It's so disgusting, we can't show you the bloody fetuses plastered on the trucks.
The banner shows a clear picture of the face of an aborted fetus. The image is too graphic to show on television.
The images of the aborted fetuses are too graphic to show on TV.
The pictures on the trucks are graphic. Our pictures are from a distance and in some cases out of focus.
Truck drivers from the Center for Bio-Ethical Reform say Missouri is the show-me state, and they want to show the people of St. Joseph what abortion really looks like.
It was rather gross.
I'm not against it if it's showing that that's what it looks like when the kids are that age anyway.
I'm glad they're here.
You're glad they're here?
Yep.
Tell me why.
Shows what's really happening to unborn babies.
I'd prefer it not be on the streets.
It's not good for children.
It shouldn't be allowed. It's not appropriate. That's gross.
It's kind of graphic. I kind of looked at it and I was like, whoa, I didn't realize that was in front of me, but just kind of make sure I think about it.
It's very disturbing. It's sickening. You know, little kids like my son sees that and they're like, Daddy, what is that?
Much of the public opinion data shows that the American people in general are not aware of who the unborn is, particularly in the first 90 days of pregnancy. And that's what these pictures show, and they show what an abortion does to the unborn.
I mean, I really don't have a problem with it, you know.
Nowadays, in the day and age we live in, a lot of people need to be woke up. They don't see a lot of things that really are going around. You see what I'm saying? Even with the youth. So they need to see it.
It's kind of extreme. But I'm all for it, hey.
I think it's going way too far. Way too far. Does nothing for downtown Cleveland or this atmosphere to have those trucks driving around.
Well, that's just disgusting. I don't know, but I think it's ridiculous that someone would drive around with that on a vehicle. Because I understand they're trying to say that that's bad or whatever, but I really don't think it is. I think a woman needs to have her right to choose.
Because with that kind of image, some people may just, want to throw up.
I think it's kind of tacky. I think they've made their point. They need to go somewhere else.
I think it's absolutely disgusting, and I don't think they need to be driving around.
My question is, if abortion's too disturbing to look at, perhaps we shouldn't be tolerating it.
The president of the National Organization for Women says the truck campaign may attract attention, but she doesn't feel it's an effective way for the group to spread its message.
I think that they need to realize that they are hurting kids and adults, and that you need to tailor your message so that people can hear your message without being traumatized.
These pictures are horrible because abortion is horrible, and if we have to choose between hurting someone's feeling or saving someone's life, we go with saving the life.
People come up to us all the time and say, your pictures changed my mind about abortion.
We don't want to mislead people. We show a common object on every picture so people know exactly the size of the baby they're talking about. The baby may only be the size of my thumb, but the baby has 1 trillion cells and has all of the organs that we have, and they're human beings worthy of protection.
We found people on both sides of the issue today in Stroudsburg. One thing that most agreed on, the anti-abortion trucks certainly made a strong impact.
A federal decision allowing a state prisoner to get an abortion sets off a protest rolling through downtown.
This was a protest like no other. People walking by or driving by simply couldn't avoid seeing this shocking message.
Well, we're trying to educate people as we do every day, but today it has a special edge because we hope Judge Whipple and his clerks and everybody from his office will look out their windows and see what an abortion really looks like.
And while James Edwards was against the method used today to protest, he supports their fight.
She got rights, but her rights should be limited because she's incarcerated for one thing, and for the state, our taxpayer money to be paying for this, no, I don't agree with that either.
For the Supreme Court or for these federal judges who happen to sit in this fancy building behind me, for them to overrule the state law, I think is very unfortunate.
More news tonight. Big trucks deliver a graphic message to holiday shoppers.
And if you haven't seen those trucks, you probably will soon.
This is one of the areas where their trucks were driving around today showing pictures of aborted fetuses. A word of warning, you might consider the pictures in our story a bit graphic, but they are the same pictures the general public saw today without any warning at all.
Oh my.
This billboard truck drives all sorts of opinions.
It's kind of shocking. I don't know. It's really sad.
It keeps my opinion pro-life. I don't think it should really be around here. It's pretty gross.
I mean, just signs of pro-choice and things are one thing, but yeah, I don't agree with that.
Like it or not, the trucks are not going anywhere fast. Bill Kelvin is one of the drivers. He says his group is not political, even if the campaign is designed to influence politics.
We did the same thing last year in South Dakota, and Tom Daschle is no longer the United States Senator from South Dakota.
No matter how you feel about this display, most shoppers seem to agree on one thing.
It's definitely a very graphic depiction of what abortion is.
If you spent any amount of time on Dodge Street today, chances are you ran into this, a moving truck with graphic abortion pictures plastered all over it. The group says it will stick to city streets and schools, junior high and up, no neighborhoods. They say if you're old enough to have an abortion, you're old enough to see this.
We're basically trying to educate people about the truth about abortion, because there aren't many places in our society where they're going to get that truth.
I don't know. That's wild.
Have you seen anything like that before?
I have not seen anything like that. No, that's a crazy thing.
Rose Lazarevich is pro-life, but even she couldn't get over the jarring images.
I couldn't eat. I had to stop eating because it was outrageous. It was horrible.
That's going to help to get the people the idea of what they're doing is wrong. I think it's good. At the beginning, it's going to be a really kind of shocking advertisement, but if it gets the purpose and the job done, good.
Whatever it takes to get people's attention, life is precious.
Now, this pro-life group knows they will make a lot of people angry with this campaign, but they say it is a small price to pay to get their message out. They believe these moving billboards will get people talking and get media coverage, and it appears they did both. Reporting live, Mary Williams, Action 3 News.